As people in Eastern Ghouta continued to die, in the Security Council they continued to argue. More words of division and no sign of desperately needed action.
The regime wants to keep bombing and gassing these 400,000 people. And the Assad regime is counting on Russia to make sure this Security Council is unable to stop their suffering.
The time is ripe to discuss frankly what is occurring around this Damascus suburb, the massive psychosis in global media outlets, in coordination disseminating in recent days the same rumors. This in no way do anything to help improve an understanding of the situation.
He said a false narrative was being presented to taint the reputation of his country. This despite the fact he'd heard the UN's top humanitarian official detail exactly what was being inflicted on Eastern Ghouta.
Airstrikes, mortars, rockets, barrel bombs, cluster munitions, chemical weapons, thermite bombs, suicide bombs, snipers, double-tap attacks on civilians and the essential infrastructure they depend on, including hospitals and schools.
Outside the UN, a campaign group highlighted the scale of the 7-year-long conflict and tried to shame the Security Council into action. Inside the building, here in the corridors, there were frantic negotiations to try and bring a draft resolution calling for a 30-day ceasefire to a vote. How likely is a vote today? Probably unlikely, do you think, or 50-50?
On a scale of 1 to 10, how difficult is these negotiations?
11.
By the time they gathered in the Security Council chamber, it was clear Russia wanted amendments and wouldn't let the resolution pass in its current form. Over the past 2 years, with Russian military help, the Syrian government, represented by Ambassador BASHAR al-JAAFARI, has turned the tide of the war. Now, using Russian diplomatic aid, the Assad regime wants finally to win it, whatever it takes, including civilian casualties and outright lies. Do you deny that you are killing civilians in Eastern Ghouta?
Not only we deny it, we are saying that many of these fake news are staged.
By who?
By your cousins. By who? By the terrorists, by the Syrian moderate opposition.
There was a sense of exasperation and despair summed up by Sweden's ambassador.
I do think that we are tested today, not just as ambassadors representing our countries, but as human beings. And that is a massive responsibility.
A test for now they have failed. James Bays, Al Jazeera, at the United Nations.